So I was out here harvesting this fertilizer, and I realized that I wasn't videotaping. Just something that I do. A lot of people may be asking, harvesting fertilizer, what do you mean, Doctor? Well, you can actually grow the nutrients that plants need in order to grow. You don't have to go to the store. I know many of us talk about economics, and as black people, we talk about black economics all the time. We gotta get black economics, we gotta get our money. It's usually what they're talking about. They're not talking about resources. They're talking about money, which they may believe is the ultimate resource. But we know that that is not the case. But I digress. We're talking about nutrients. Well, I will say this. I shared with you some time ago that the more you know about gardening, the less you're going to spend on gardening. And the less you know about gardening, the more you're going to spend on gardening. Alright, so we'll move on. Every plant requires nutrients in order to grow. And there are essential nutrients. Of course, everybody knows about nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. They call it NPK. Well, you can actually grow your nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We know that grass is all the nitrogen that your leafy green vegetables are going to need. So if you're growing grass, that's your nitrogen right there. You don't have to buy nitrogen. It's a waste of money. It's really quite silly to purchase nitrogen when you can just grow it. Alright? Another nutrient, the top nutrient, is phosphorus. We're growing. First of all, let's go back to the nitrates. Collards contain nitrates. Lettuce contain nitrates, and so do beets. And they're all easy to grow. So you can grow those. We were harvesting our collards and our kale this morning. And collards and kale are two superfoods. They contain a lot of nutrients between the two. In some areas, collards have more nutrients than kale, and in other areas, kale has more nutrients than collard. Alright? So the next nutrient is phosphorus. Collards have more phosphorus than kale, and again, we were harvesting our collards and our kale this morning, but they both contain phosphorus. And so you're going to grow your phosphorus. You're not going to eat all your kale and all your collards. You're going to save some of them for your fertilizer. The third most important nutrient that people say is the most important nutrient is potassium. Alright, kale contains more potassium than collards, but they both contain potassium, and you can harvest them both as we've been doing and use them in your fertilizer. The next one is sulfur. Now, onions and leeks contain sulfur. You know, anybody that grows onions and leeks, they're very easy to grow. I got my onions right here. I got leeks over there. We haven't harvested them yet, but we're going to harvest them because they're going to go into the ingredients of our fertilizer. The next one is calcium. Now, collards contain twice the amount of calcium as kale, but they both contain calcium. So you're going to harvest your collards and your kale for your calcium. The next one is magnesium. Collards contain more magnesium than kale, but you're going to harvest them both because both of them contain magnesium. The next one is iron. Now, collards contain twice the amount of iron as kale. They both contain calcium, or iron that is. So we're going to harvest the collards and the kale for the iron and put that as part of your ingredients for your fertilizer. Manganese, same thing. Collards have more manganese than kale. You noticing a pattern here? So it makes me wonder why so many people avoid talking about collards. It's because they haven't done their research. They haven't done their research. Somebody else does the research, and they follow that person's research. So whatever cultural background the researcher has, they're going to talk about the food that benefits them or is part of their culture the most. So of course they're going to say kale, kale, kale. But kale is like 15 vegetables that are more nutrient dense than kale, but all you hear about is kale. I digress. Alright, so manganese. Collards have more than kale, but they both have manganese, so you're going to harvest both of them and put those in your fertilizer. Copper. Now, kale has more copper than collards, but again, they both have copper, so you're going to harvest them for your fertilizer. And zinc. Now, everybody grows tomatoes, so if you want zinc, you just want to make sure you sun dry some of your tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes contain zinc. Alright, so there's two other essential nutrients, molybdenum and boron. And I'm not sure if I grow anything that contains those nutrients. But if I find out, I'll certainly be growing them so that we can add that to our fertilizer. But that's it. Just grow your own fertilizer, harvest your own fertilizer. It's as simple as that. When you're growing these plants anyway, you're not growing your plants to eat all of them. Everybody's like, harvest everything, wipe them out. But when you look at weeds, they don't get harvested. They might get pruned, naturally pruned by the air or the weather or whatever, but they don't get completely uprooted, you know? And we always wonder why they keep coming back every year and people buy fertilizer tea. I mean, I'm not fertilizer tea, but weed killer. You know, we got to get rid of these. They try to dig them up. They try to get rid of the weeds by any means necessary. But the weeds have gained a foothold under the ground because people aren't harvesting the whole root and everything. So they just keep coming back year after year. These onions here keep coming back. You got onions down there, they keep coming back every year. Why? Because we just take the top for the most part and we leave the root in the ground. And also with our beets, we let them grow as long as possible. We have some beets over there that's about 2 years old, but we're not using them for the beets. I'm actually growing them for the seeds and even the leaves. So that's neither here nor there. This was about growing your own fertilizer and harvesting your own fertilizer. And two of the plants that are going to have many of the nutrients you need in your fertilizer is collards and kale. They're easy to grow. You can grow them almost 12 months out of the year. In fact, some of them we have grown 12 months out of the year. And so you have a consistent supply of the nutrients that your plants need in order to grow. You don't have to have money to grow. This has been Daku. Peace.